And we're going to lay that down on our mat. So we're going to start off in this position. If you don't have one, that's fine. You can just lay down without it. So okay, so we're going to start in this position with our soles of our feet together, and we're going to lay our back down on our bolster or cushions, or just onto the mat if you don't have it. So we're opening up our heart and taking our arms out nice and wide, letting our knees to fall out to the side. Relaxing into this position. This is a heart opening position. So today during our yoga, we're going to do some heart opening, and we're also going to look at stira and sukha. So stira and sukha are some yoga terms. Stira means stiffness, and if you think about the spine, it's strong and it's sturdy, and when you're standing upright, it's nice and stiff and holds your body up. But it's also sukha, which means it's supple and you can bend and move around in different planes of movement. So as we're opening up our hearts in this position, you can bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly. Let's connect with our breathing. As you take a big, deep inhalation, feel your chest and your belly rise, and we'll pause and exhale, feel them both fall. Softening your eyes, tuning into the rise and fall of your breath, arriving in your yoga practice, leaving behind the busyness from your morning. Feeling a gentle opening through the groin area and our heart lifted. Connecting with that breath, the rise and the fall. Settling our body's energy. Ready for our beautiful yoga practice. Tuning inside, tuning into your body, scanning your body, knowing how you feel, noticing any tight areas, acknowledge them and move on. Tuning into your mind and how you're feeling in your mind. Letting the thoughts come and go. And coming back to what's in your mind's eye. It might be colors or darkness or patterns. Just taking some more breaths here. Let's take 6 more breaths here. Last 2 breaths here. And then bring your knees together. And remove the cushion from behind your back and let your back come down to the mat. hugging your knees to your chest and gently moving your knees in a circle, giving your lumbar spine a little massage. And then coming up to tabletop position. Opening up our hands, having our knees underneath our hips. As we exhale, coming back to your, bring your bottom back to your heels and bring your forehead down to your mat into child position. Stretching out your back and walking your fingers slightly forward to feel a little stretch through the shoulders. On the next inhalation, lifting the chest and coming back up to tabletop, and exhale back into child's pose. Just a nice gentle flow, starting to get a little bit of movement into the spine and stretching out the lower back. Let's take 2 more flows. Inhale as you lift your chest and exhale as you come back to child's pose. And then coming back up to all fours. We're going to lengthen out our left leg. So take it behind us. Bring your chest up slightly. And we'll inhale, lift the leg up. And exhale, bring it back down. Just moving with your breath. Inhale as you lift. Have the toes pointing down to the mat, squeezing the buttocks. And exhale, bring it back down. Let's do a couple more. Nice tall spine, nice still body. And then bring the knee in and we'll move to the other side, lengthening out the right leg. Inhale, lift the leg up, squeeze the buttocks, point the toes to the ground, and exhale, bring it back down to the mat. Keeping the body nice and steady, just moving with the breath. You can continue on with that one, or you can come along to the next one. So we're going to extend our left foot and our right arm, lifting it up and then coming back. We'll stay in the same side. So inhale, lift up, lengthen the spine, lengthen the hand and the foot, and exhale, bring it back down. Take 2 more on this side. And then take it to the other side. Inhale, lift the right leg, left arm, squeezing the buttocks, pointing the toes towards the ground. So we're nice and steady with our stirrer. So we'll stirrer through the arm, legs, and spine and buttocks. And let's go 1 more round. Then bringing our buttocks back down to our heels into child's pose. Just taking a couple of breaths here, stretching out, lengthening the spine and the shoulders. And then next, start a little flow. So Deb, for your shoulders, you might like to do tabletop and child's pose for your shoulder. And the rest of us might like to do downward dog and then upward dog. So you choose which one. That's it. So I'm just moving through our flow, downward dog and upward dog. Hi, Caroline, welcome. We're just warming up our spine. Let's do 3 more rounds. And on the last round, staying in the downward dog or the child's pose position, taking some deep breaths, stretching through the spine. If you're in the downward dog, pushing your heels down towards the mat to give the back of your legs a nice stretch. Let's take 4 more breaths here. And last breath. Coming up to standing position. So we're going to move through a mountain pose. As we inhale, we're going to raise our chest and raise our arms, looking up towards the sky or the ceiling. And exhale, bring them back down. Just moving with your breath. Let's do 4 more rounds. And last round. And finishing up, stretching up towards the ceiling or the sky, and we'll exhale to the right. And then inhale to center and exhale to the left. That's it, going from side to side with your breath. Thinking about our stira and sukha. Stira being the strength. That's it, just 1 more on each side. And then coming into a forward bend. Exhale as you fold forward. Bringing your feet a little closer together. Let your head fall heavy. Stretching out through the back of your legs, letting your head and shoulders fall heavy. You can fold your arms here. Let's take 4 more breaths here. Enjoying a gentle inversion, stretching out the back of our legs and opening through the spine, taking the weight off our shoulders and our neck. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. And then let go of all you don't need. And then inhale, come back up, standing. And from here, we're going to start off with our hands at heart center. Inhale, bring our arms out. And then exhale, come into a squat. That's it. Just holding it there. And then inhale, coming up, bringing our hands to heart center. And then opening our arms and coming back into a squat. That's it. Just continue on with the flow. Nice slow movement with your breath. Keeping your chest up nice and tall. Imagine you're sitting into a chair. That's it, coming back up. And for our last one, we're going to hold it. Inhale as you come down, holding it in your squat. We're going to hold it for 30 seconds. So just deep breathing here, keeping your chest up nice and strong through the legs. Nice deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then come back up to standing. Give your shoulders a little shake. Okay. From here, we're going to go into a little balancing pose, opening up the right foot and connecting with the earth underneath your right foot, just with some little circles in the hips. Bringing your left toes next to your right foot, and then bring the foot up either below the knee or above the knee. Bring the knee out wide, and then we're going to come into a little sequence. We'll start with a Y. So we're going to floss our spine. So we're going to take our hands towards the back, squeeze our shoulder blades, and then drop our elbows down into a W. So hands back, squeezing into the shoulder blades. This is a W. And then taking your hands out like a T, hands back and squeeze the shoulders. And then the last one is an L. Bring the elbows next to the body, hands out to the side, squeezing through the shoulders. And then release. Give your legs a little shake. And we'll go to the other side. Connecting with the earth underneath the left foot, moving your hips in a little circle, connecting with the ankle points, and then bringing the right toes next to the left foot, and then bring them up either below the knee or above the knee. Take the knee out to the side and bring your arms up into a Y. Taking the hands back and squeezing the shoulder blades. We hold it for about 5 seconds and then drop our elbows down into a W. Nice work, everyone. Squeeze the shoulder blades, bring the hands back into a W and then into a T. You might find you've got more balance on one side than the other. It's pretty normal. And then an L. Bring your elbows close to the body, elbows out to the side. Squeeze a little more and then relax. Give your feet a little shake. We'll come into a warrior sequence. We're going to go to the back of our mat, turning our left foot out to the side. Step forward with the right foot, bending the right knee, having your right heel and the left arch aligned. Shoulders and hips facing forward. Inhale, lift your arms up. Raise your gaze, raise your chest. Lengthen through the arms and notice a stretch through the left hip flexor. So lifting up and taking some nice deep breaths here. Let's take 3 deep breaths. And then take the right hand forward, left hand back into warrior 2. Gaze towards the right hand. Bring the left hand towards the back of the body. And then inhale, lift the right hand up. Take the left hand down the back of your left leg and reach up towards the sky or the ceiling. Stretching through the right side of the body, nice and strong through your legs. And then exhale as you bring the right hand down to the mat. You might have your block here that you can use to place your right hand on the block and lengthen out the left leg. Inhale, lift the left hand up and take your gaze up to the left into triangle pose. Take the left hand towards the back of the body so you're opening up through the chest and connecting with the stretch down the back of the right leg. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Then bring the left hand down to the mat and take the right hand up into a twisted triangle for 3 breaths. And then bring the right hand down to the mat and bring the left knee down to the mat. Lengthen out through the right leg. That's it. Yeah, we're getting a nice stretch through the back of the hamstrings. Let's take 3 breaths here. And then bring the body forward, lifting up the left leg, and then come into a wide-legged forward bend. Allow the crown of your head to point down to the mat. Have your feet nice and wide. And take 4 breaths here. Just allow your body to relax. Let your shoulders and your head fall heavy. Have your hands flat underneath you. Two more breaths. And then turn towards your left side. And then come back up. And come to the back of the mat. And we'll go to the other side. Okay, so this time we're going to turn our right foot out. Step forward with our left. Inhale, lift our arms, raise our gaze, raise our chest, bending the right knee. Let's take 3 breaths here, reaching up nice and tall, connecting with stretch down the right hip. One more breath. Then take the left hand forward, right hand back. Nice bend in that front knee. Nice and strong through the legs. Bring the hands towards the back of your body, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Just take 1 more breath here and then inhale, lift up the left hand and take the right hand down the right leg. Really reaching up high so you get a nice stretch down the left side of the body. Just take 3 breaths here. And then exhale. Bring your left hand down to your left foot. And you can bring your block next to your left foot. Inhale, lift up the right hand into triangle. Take your gaze up to the right hand and open up through the chest. Feel a nice stretch down the back of the left leg. Let's take 3 breaths here in triangle pose. And the next exhalation, bring the right hand down to the mat And lift the left hand up into a twisted triangle, feeling the stretch through the right glute. 3 breaths here. And then bring the right hand down to the mat and lower your right knee. Lengthen out through that left leg so you get a nice stretch down the back of the hamstring. Bring your hands down towards the mat, or you can put your hands on the block to take you up a little higher. Let's take a few breaths here. Feeling that deep stretch, really trying to lengthen out the hamstrings. One more breath. And then bring the left foot to the ground and lift up the right knee and walk your hands around into the wide leg forward stretch again. Forward bend. Have your crown of your head pointing down towards the earth. Flatten out your hands. Bring the hands underneath you. Your feet are nice and wide. And just relax here in this inversion. Just taking some nice deep breaths. Coming back to the purpose, your intentions that you have for your yoga practice today. So we're opening up our heart and we're thinking about Stira and Sukha, being able to be tall and strong like the spine, but also to be able to bend forward and back and side to side like a palm tree blowing in a storm, to be able to weather any storms. Let's take 4 more breaths. And then walking your hands forward, raising your chest, lengthening out your spine. And then coming down to the mat. And we're going to come onto our back. Hugging our knee to our chest. And rolling our knees in a circle, going one way and then the other way. Bringing our feet down to the mat, nice and close to our buttocks. We're going to go into a bridge position, leaving our hands by our side, lifting up through our hips, pushing through the heels, bringing the hips up as high as you can, squeezing the buttocks. From this position, you can leave your hands on the mat or you can bring them underneath you and clasp them and walk your shoulder blades a little closer together. And lifting up nice and high, really squeezing the buttocks and pushing through with the heels. Let's take 3 breaths here. And last breath. Release your hands and bring your spine down to the mat. And then we're going to take our heels in a little closer. This time we're going to lift up through our hips and bring our hands over the top to rest on the ground behind your head. And then as you exhale, slowly lowering your body back down to the mat and bring your hands back beside you. Let's take 3 more rounds. Let's go with your breath. Inhale as you lift up, pushing through the heels, bringing the hips up. Chest comes up to your chin, arms overhead. Pause, and then slowly lowering your spine down like a bike chain, vertebrae by vertebrae. 2 more rounds. And then coming back to our bent leg position, hands on the ground, we're going to bring our hands overhead and we're going to lift our knees up, feet off the ground. As we inhale, we're going to lift our feet up to a straight leg position. And as we exhale, we're going to bend our knees, just keeping the feet off the ground. Just inhale and exhale, keeping your arms over your head, keeping your shoulders and your arms on the ground. Just inhaling as you lift your feet up and exhaling as you bend your knees. Let's take 4 more rounds. As you straighten your legs up, notice how your back flattens out on the mat. And then bring your hands to your knees, hug your knees to your chest. Just roll from one side and the other. And then drop the right foot to the ground. Bring the left leg across the front of the right foot. And then hug that into your chest, into a reverse pigeon. You might like to thread your hands through the gap in your legs and clasp them on the front of your right thigh. Relax your shoulders and the back of your head back onto the mat. And just take some nice deep breaths. Each exhalation, hugging your legs in a little tighter, feeling that release through the left glute. Just take 3 more breaths. And last breath. Release your hands, allow your right foot to come down to the mat, but keep your leg foot crossed. Take your left hand out from your shoulder and use your right hand to draw that knee across to the right side as you gaze to the left, going into a nice deep twist. Feeling that twist down the left side of the body and through the glute. Just take 3 more breaths here. Each exhalation, allow your body to twist a little more. And then inhale, bring both knees back to center. Change your legs around, so put the left foot on the ground, bend the right knee and bring it across the front of the left thigh. And then lift the knees up towards the chest, hugging that close to your body into reverse pigeon on the other side. This time we're working on the right glutes to release any tension you might have there. Allow your upper back and head to come back onto the mat. Just taking some nice deep breaths, softening your eyes. 2 more breaths here. And then release your hands, allow the left foot to come down to the mat. Place your left hand on the right knee and draw it across to the left side of the body. Take your right hand straight out from your shoulders and gaze towards the right side into a twist. Using the left hand to draw that knee, the right knee across to the left side so you get a nice stretch down the right side of your body and through the right butt. Take 3 breaths here. And then inhale, bring both knees back to center. Hug them, uncross them and hug them into your chest. And then roll to the left side and come back into tabletop. And we'll do thread the needle to release any shoulder tension. Just bring the right hand towards the center of the mat. Inhale, lift the left hand up. Take your gaze with the left hand. And then exhale, bring the left hand underneath the right and hover, looking towards the right side. Inhale, lift up. Gaze to the left hand, opening up through the chest, and exhale. Bring it down and under. Inhale, lift back up again. And this time we're going to bring our shoulders and our ear down to the mat and take our right hand forward, stretching through the scapula on the left side. Just taking 3 long, slow, deep breaths here. And then inhale, bring the left hand back up to the mat. Slide the right hand back. Left hand to the center of the mat. Inhale, lift up the right hand and take your gaze to the right side. Notice the twist through the front of the chest, and exhale, bring the right hand down underneath the left and hover. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, bring the right hand down and underneath, hovering it. And then our last round, inhale, lift all the way up, stretch through the chest, bring the right arm and shoulder and ear down towards the mat, and take the left hand forward, coming into a deep stretch on the right scapula. Taking 3 breaths here. And then inhale, bring the right hand back up to the mat. And take the knees wide, bring the buttocks down to the heel, and come into child's pose. Just taking a few breaths here just to get your breath back and rinse out your spine. Just resting here. Noticing the stretch through the lower back and through the shoulders. Just take 3 more breaths. And then coming onto our legs up position, however you wish to do that today. So you might have a block or a bolster underneath your lower back as a supported legs up, or you might like to do shoulder stand or have your legs up next to a wall or some furniture. Whatever you feel is going to be right for you today. Coming into that position. If you're in shoulder stand, bringing your hands to your hips, drawing your elbows slightly in to support your body. Let's move our ankles in little circles. Just coming back to the breath. And then taking our feet out wide. Bringing the feet, soles of the feet together, knees out to the side like a butterfly. And then raise the feet up tall again and bring them over your head into a cloud pose. Just take 3 more breaths here. And then on the next inhalation, slowly lowering your spine down to the mat and coming into your Savasana position. If you have a eye pillow, you can put it over your eyes, or a blanket or a cardigan, put it over you to keep the warmth in. You might like to have your knees bent to support your lower back, or a bolster or a block underneath your knees. And we're going to spend the next 5 minutes or so resting in Savasana, enjoying all the energy that you've cultivated in your yoga practice. Getting yourself nice and comfortable, feeling the earth underneath the back of your body, underneath your heels, the back of your legs, your buttocks, your back, your shoulders, and the back of your head. Noticing your breath, but not controlling it, allowing it to breathe freely in and out. Coming back to the intention of your practice and thinking about what you're grateful for, enjoying the little things in life. For one day we may look back and realize that they were the big things. Thinking about all the things that you're grateful for, your health, your family and your friends, where you live, how you feel. Taking this time for yourself to enjoy all the beautiful energy that you've cultivated in your practice. Noticing how your body is feeling, and noticing your mind and the thoughts, letting them come and go, enjoying the stillness and the breathing. starting to tune back into your breathing, noticing the floor underneath your body and the room that you're in, the ceiling, the walls, the windows, the sounds inside the room, the sounds outside the room. Wiggling your fingers and toes and stretching out your hands and your feet. Slowly rolling to one side. You can stay there for a little longer if you wish, or you can come up to a comfortable seated position. Let's call in compassion for all the beings everywhere, wishing them health, happiness, and ease on their journeys. Bring our hands to our forehead for kind thoughts and to our lips for kind words and to our heart for a kind heart. Namaste. Thank you for being here today, for your energy and for each other. And I hope that you enjoyed your practice and you feel nice this afternoon, nice and relaxed and chilled.